Hi, Jamie Edwards here, and welcome. I guess this video is finding its way onto your device because the topic is being released from the club that you're at. And interestingly, I know that can be a challenging time. You had aspirations of being at the club that you're at, maybe for 2 years. It's now coming to the end of that period of time, and you've either been let go or maybe about to be let go. And I really want to share with you just a couple of thoughts and ideas that can help you in this time. So, yes, you had this plan and it's not worked out. So, for me, it's more, how do you react to the news? How do you react to the event? And sometimes you have no control of what happens, just like the past 12 months. None of us have had control of what's happened in the world. But that's no different from, you trying to be the best footballer you can be and best person you can be. Many times you don't have control. You don't have control of whether the manager is having you or not. You don't have control because they've chosen somebody else. You don't have control because you may have picked up an injury and that's limited your ability to be at your best. And so what you do have control of is how you think and how you feel. And you may have heard me say this many times, and if you've not, I'm saying it right now, that it's really the perception. And I think perception is the perception of others, what they think of it, and your perception of what you think of this. And I want you to think of this word, delabel. So you're going to delabel what this actually means. For some, I've heard them say, I failed to achieve my dreams. Well, if you say you failed, then you actually are then labeling it something. So delabeling is basically, if I take the label off this cup, this is a Starbucks cup. If I take the label off it, it just becomes a normal cup. And I want you to take off the label of this means failure, or even making it and getting a contract means success. Okay, you determine what this means. So in many cases, the fact that you've been released, what does that mean? It can mean success for some of you. I have heard many times that the pressure, the stress that some of the academy players have been under, that they've thought, oh my God, thank God for that. So for one person, it's almost a relief. For another, it's the opposite end of the continuum. For some, it could be freedom. It's the freedom to pursue something else, the freedom to be able to do things that they couldn't do whilst they were in full-time football and education. So you determine what this actually means to you. The next thing is, look at it as an opportunity to find out what is really next for you. Maybe what you are, what you're made of, what your character's made of. Are you going to be persistent, or are you just going to take a different path? All of them are the right thing for you. There's no, oh, well, that's the wrong path. It's currently where you are right now. And when I say opportunity, my own career of basketball, I got injured at around 21. I guess if I go back, my plan was to go to America, and I did go to America high school, and I turned down a college scholarship. And I came back and achieved some of my goals of being an England international, but then got injured. My other goals were to be playing in Italy and marry a gorgeous Italian and have gorgeous Italian kids and live in a big Italian villa. And I ended up having gorgeous Yorkshire kids. And so sometimes when you say you want something, it takes you down a different path. If I'd have headed down the path of staying in America and taking the American scholarship, I certainly wouldn't be here speaking with you. I certainly wouldn't have had the career that I've had training brains. And there was a famous film from, I think it was the 1980s, called The Field of Dreams, and it might be something that you you certainly have a look at. And there was a character in the film who was a doctor, and his big plan was to be this baseball player and make it to the pros. And he ended up saying towards the end of the film that if I had made it to the pros and been this baseball player, then he wouldn't have been the doctor that was currently serving the community and currently living, his purpose that way. And you don't know what that is. And it might be very challenging for you right now, thinking, what's happened? Why me? I was better than him. I should have done more. I should have used my 2 years better. The coach didn't like me. All of those aspects. What I want you to do is not get caught up in this loop of insanity and blaming other people, because that's going to keep you stuck. What's going to keep you moving on is the ability to deal with what's happened and then look at the opportunities, look at what else it could mean. So yes, it's a very challenging time. You control how you react to this. Add this question into the mix. If it's still part of your plan and you still want to do that, is possible. That word is very important to you right now. Possible. Is it possible you could get another club? Yes, it is. Do you definitely get another club? Do you definitely not get another club? Both of those are, the answer's no, no, and no. Is it possible you could get another club? Yes, that's the truth. And what you want to deal with is the facts right now. And the facts are that, you've got to be resilient. You've got to ask a lot of questions. Utilize the people around you, and relationships. You've got great people at the LFE. Ask your coaches for, what would they suggest that you could do, and make sure you invest in your education, whether that's, whether it's a qualification, whether it's a degree, whether it's, your applied education, or make sure you invest just in yourself where you are still learning and growing. It's not the end. It actually could be the beginning. You just don't know what's on the other side of it. If I can be of any help, then, drop me a line. You can find me online, get me at Jamie Edwards. But I wish you the best of luck, and find yourself some mentors and ask a lot of questions, and you've got a very bright future in front of you.